According to figures released in 2018 at the National Center of Education, school uniforms in public schools increased from a 12% statistic in the 1999 to 2000 school year up to 21% in the 2015-2016 school year, which is in statistics a big increase. In the midst of school uniforms taking over public schools, children are losing individualism, families are losing money due to school uniforms being so expensive, and nevertheless, school uniforms are showing no proven signs that children are actually improving education due to having these school uniforms. Let's talk about individualism. Individualism is something that everyone should have and should be able to express themselves, even if it's orally or through things that represent them, or just their personal appearance. Children are losing that in the sense of being held accountable for wearing school clothes. How can a child express themselves if they are forced to wear the exact same thing as another child? School uniforms and picking out your own clothes and having your own personal taste is a sign of confidence. It makes children feel more freely, and by now, children, with the way the school uniforms are going, it's taking a lot of freedom for kids and making them feel like they have nowhere to just be themselves. Also, school uniforms are very expensive. According to the Children's Society and 1,000 parent responses, parents are not able to buy as much food due to the supplies that are needed for a child to have education. Yes, public school is normally free, but school uniforms are very expensive and are not provided, especially for poor parents or parents that live below or middle class poverty level. Also, according to economy.org, $1.2 billion is spent strictly on just out of the parents' homes of these children. $1.2 billion are spent on just school clothes and school supplies. That is a drastic amount of money. So just say no to school uniforms. Another argument that is always given when it comes down to school uniforms is school uniforms can stop gang members from wearing, the average gang attire. But honestly, children can wear socks the same color. They could wear belts the same color and things like that. Just because they can't wear the bandanas due to school uniforms doesn't stop the whole fact of them being gang members. I feel like that is not a valid argument when it comes down to actually saying, no, this is why we don't want to wear school clothes. That was according to Freakonomics. Freakonomics states that the University of Houston research also showed that school uniforms had no real impact at all on student achievement. Wearing school uniforms absolutely doesn't have anything to do with student achievement. If a child is learning, they are not worried about what the person in front of them are having on, behind them, or the side. The only thing that they are worried about or focused on, if they are truly wanting to learn, is what the teacher is presenting in front of them on the board. That I don't see how school uniforms could achieve that. If a child is eager to learn, they would be focused on the education that is being presented to them in front of their teacher. Kids or families that are under the poverty level should not have to spend the money that they barely have on school uniforms just because other kids may be in gangs or other kids may be doing this or that. That's not a logical statement. Some families just absolutely cannot afford that. They can't afford it. So why take a child's individualism? Why take food from families who are barely affording to keep their bills paid, while also it's not improving any test scores, or it's not improving any achievements at all in the school era? I say no to school uniforms. Let these children keep their individual freedom. Let these families feed their kids.